Welcome to Coffee and Beats. In today's episode, I got another taste tester episode in store for you. A lot of album reviews to get to, including a creamer recommendation. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy. Welcome back to the cafe. I am your musical barista Rock the Magnificent. Welcome to Coffee and Beats, ladies and gentlemen. Have a seat. Have a seat. Yes. Thank you.
Check this out.
I got another episode for you. But before we get into it, let's get the other stuff out the way. Let's get the important stuff out the way until we get into the most important stuff with this episode. So the important thing to do is hit the subscribe button, hit the like, hit the bell for notifications so you can get alerts whenever I post a new video, and comment. I want to hear your opinions on some of these records. Even if you listen to the episode and you go back, you listen to the albums, and then come right back to this episode and then make a comment. That makes for good conversation about this music that I'm dropping. And hey, if some of this coffee that I'm dropping too, you might like that as well. Just like this creamer that I have. This one is from Coffee Mate. This is a cinnamon vanilla creamer. It's really good. I like to combine it with one of those creamers that, I get a lot of flavored K-Cups. So I get stuff like French toast flavored K-Cups, or I'll get something that has a cinnamon vibe to it or a vanilla vibe. This is a good creamer to put in and mix in with whatever you like to mix your stuff in. I think it's really good. Check it out. I think you'll enjoy it. And now that I got the coffee out of the way, let's get into this music. I got a lot for you, starting with Charlotte Dos Santos is back. Yes, indeed. She's back with another album called Morfo, and this is the debut album from Brazilian singer-songwriter Charlotte Dos Santos. And I was introduced to her music when I stumbled across her 2017 EP, Cleo, which at the time I didn't know it was EP. I thought it was her debut album. As much as I enjoyed that EP, it blew me away upon first listen, and I walked away hoping that this wouldn't be the last I hear from Charlotte Dos Santos. But 5 years later, she made me wait 5 years.
Thanks a lot, Charlotte, but hey, I forgive you.
Dos Santos surprisingly comes out of nowhere with her debut album, which features 13 tracks, rounding off at around 42 minutes roughly. Now here we find Dos Santos tapping into her musical roots, giving us some nice bossa nova vibes combined with neo soul and jazz. And all in all, this album made for a very solid debut, and I didn't walk away disappointed. Her vocals are solid, the production is on point, and although I felt the beginning of this album started off a little choppy in some areas, this album really puts the pedal to the metal with songs like Cupid's Bow, which gives us smooth production and rhythmic vocals from Charlotte with a very bouncy hook to go along with that. The other highlights are tracks such as Angel in Disguise, a very futuristic and fun and funky Ghost in the Shell, and Crooked House, which features very mesmerizing vocals over very soulful production by producer John Crocker.
If I said that right, Crocker.
And although the track list lacks that oomph that Cleo provided, there's still some really good songs on here to add to your playlist. And overall, I give this one a 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed this project. Charlotte Dos Santos, don't let us wait so long for the next one. We look forward to hearing more from you very soon. Up next, we got Say She with their brand new debut album, Prism. This is a female-led band consisting of Paya Malik, Sabrina Cunningham, and Nia Gazelle. And They have a 7-piece band. I don't have the names to all the rest of the band. The main attraction is the trio. I caught on to their first debut single from earlier this year called Forget Me Not, which hasn't left my on repeat playlist ever since. This song features catchy harmonies, a catchy hook, and mind-blowing production. And I did a mini review on this track in a previous episode. Just tap the link above and you can listen to that episode. And I even received some positive feedback from the group members themselves on my social media page. So shout out to you. I thank you for shouting my page out in exchange for a good review. I appreciate that. And now they hit us with a short listen of 8 tracks, rounding off at around 30 minutes. And the song Prism, it kicks it off with the song Prism, which had me at hello. I mean, with breezy vibes and harmonious vocals, this group has a lot of chemistry. I really appreciate the opening track to this. Is also a very tantalizing video to go along with that. Check that out if you get a chance. Don't Wait gives off eloquent throwback R&B 90s vibes. I was thoroughly impressed by the production on most of these tracks on this album. I love how this group focuses on the music and not give off the impression that they're trying to outshine each other. The production that the rest of the band puts behind their vocals doesn't overpower the group's harmonies from song to song. My favorite track off the playlist is hands down Apple of My Eye. I really enjoy this. This features a nice guitar riff throughout, and Triple S hits us with very upbeat vocals. The sound has a very hypnotic and playful feel to it. It definitely gives me Ham vibes. And if you're fans of girl groups like Ham or Haim or other female groups like Warpaint, you will definitely dig this record. Clearly one of my favorite debut albums of the year. This one gets a very solid 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed this album. My only wish was that Forget Me Not was on this album, but upon listening to the whole vibe of this album, I truly understand why they didn't add this. It didn't really fit the rest of the songs. It had a different sound to it. So, hey, I'll just keep it. I'll just make a separate playlist and add Forgive Me Nots to the album myself and just enjoy it that way as a bonus track. How about that, Triple S? You like that? Perfect. Anyway, Triple S, keep up the fantastic work, and I look forward to hearing more from you in the future. Up next, we got The Comet Is Coming, the jazz band. The Comet is coming with their third studio album, Hyperdimensional Expansion Beam. I stumbled across this band through an album review from the well-known music critic Anthony Fantano, and I was so intrigued by this album cover's artwork and the fact that this is a jazz record. I had to jump on it. Sorry, Brother Sanders, I meant to let you listen to it. I'll let you listen to it later. I had to backtrack and listen to their previous work, but I didn't have enough time in between listening to this record and listening and dropping this review to really have an opinion on their previous work. But from the little that I heard, I was very impressed. So it led me to listen to this new project. And this is an 11-song, 43-minute melting pot of futuristic, mind-twisting jazz music. And I was blown away by every track on this album. Although there are a couple of tracks on this album I can do without, the majority of this record does not sell you short. The name of these tracks are quite interesting. You got Lucid Dreamers.
What's that?
The Hammer. What was this? Hammer Time, MC Hammer. And I really love this one. Atomic Wave Dance. I don't know what an atomic wave dance is. It makes me think of Squidward doing a little sponge dance. But other than that, it's an insane level of jazz music that's provided to us with this project, and you will not be disappointed. If you want to challenge your ears and listen to something different, give this one a try. I walked away thoroughly impressed. All of the recommended songs for this album and the other albums on this episode will all be recommend it in the description box below, but I absolutely love this one. I give this one a 9 out of 10. Love it, love it, love it. Keep up the good work. The Comet is coming. Look forward to hearing more music from you guys soon. Up next, we got Otis McDonald with 2 albums. It might look like one album from the picture, but this is actually 2 albums. And one is called Summer and the other is called Fall. Now, this is a collection of smooth instrumentals from producer Joey Bigale. He presents us with 2 super chill and relaxed instrumental albums based off the changes in seasons. It's got some boom bap for you, some silky smooth rhythms. Some beats are very abstract. Others have more of a breezy electronic beach flavor to them. Give these 2 instrumentals a listen. Some nice background vibes. These 2 albums right here will definitely fill that background vibe void. Solid 8 on both of these 2 projects. If you're into instrumentals, you'll really like this one. And if you like instrumentals, you'll really be into this one right here, the Kount and Kaelin Ellis. Yes, Vignette is the name of this instrumental album. Yes, I got more instrumentals for you. They form Voltron and hits us with very upbeat instrumental album with all of the trimmings. This one has all the basic food groups of what you need for a good instrumental album. All the seasonings are dropped on this project, and it's a very dope project. Hard-hitting boom bap drums in some places, very nice upbeat jazzy tunes in other spots, well-placed vocals to harmonize with some of the beats on here. And this clearly is a dope listen from front to back. 13 songs on this album is like one big instrumental party. I mean, it's a short listen and it gets in and out very fast. It gets the job done. And after 10 straight replays, you don't even realize that you've listened to the album 10 straight times, because that's basically what I did when I was listening to this. This is just a pop and play, simple, straight to the point instrumental album. I think you will really enjoy it. It's definitely one of the best instrumental albums I've heard all year. 9 out of 10 for me. Don't sell yourself short. Add this whole album to your playlist. You don't even need to look at the description box. Just add the whole thing to your playlist and you won't go wrong. Last but not least, we have TSHA with her debut album, Capricorn Sun. This is the debut album from electronic dance music producer TSHA. If you are a fan of artists such as Bonobo or Cascade, don't look no further. TSHA is here to fill in that void that you've been missing. TSHA hits us with a new album that crosses all the T's and it dots all the I's with straightforward 13-song, 55-minute dance music whirlwind. This is all this is. This is all this is. The album gets off to an electrifying start with openers such as The Light, OnlyL, and the super dope island vibe track Water, which I really enjoyed as well. Power is one of the biggest highlights on this album, with heavy bass lines and mesmerizing samples. And my only knock on this album is that it can be a little bit repetitive in some spots, but other than that, songs like Time, which sees TSHA wearing her Bonobo influences on her sleeve, she gets into a very nice melodic groove with that one, and then she keeps the blood pumping with other high power tracks like Running and Sister. TSHA definitely came with it for her first record debut, and I look forward to hearing more work from her, especially future collaborations with other artists from her. I think she's going to do well as she grows in her career. 7.75 out of 10 for me. Excellent work, TSHA. Can't wait to hear more. And that will do it for this episode of Coffee and Beats. Again, I am your musical barista, Rod the Magnificent. Hey, be on the lookout. As of this recording, it might already be out, but Coffee and Beats has just dropped another mixtape. Yes, indeed. It is called Coffee and Beats Night Session Volume 3. It is finally here. I go a different direction with this one, so listen to it, take it all in. I think you will really enjoy some of the different eclectic vibes on this particular project. I hope you enjoy it. The link is down below to get access to that mixtape. But with that being said, Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Coffee and Beats. I'm your musical barista, Rock the Magnificent. When it comes to coffee, when it comes to music, stay grounded for life. I will see you on the next one. Peace.
Watch your parade, just leave back already in the